welcome to the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. I am your host with the most, Malc. Tonight with me, as always, the greatest American commentator of them all, Tim. How you doing, mate? You alright?
Malc, I am absolutely ready for Singapore. I say that every week, but Singapore, as we've actually been talking about before the broadcast, might bring us a safety car. And if it does, the field will be bunched up. We will almost have 2 races into 1. It's just going to be so fun. I am absolutely pumped and ready to go as we see a lot of drivers just already taking their place out on the track and pulling out of the pit lane.
Yeah, they're going out here really early, so could we have an instance at the Singapore Grand Prix? Might have a bit of rain here. We have to wait and see what happens here at this moment in time. This is, as I said, this is the Realistic Performance League at the glorious race of the Singapore Grand Prix here. And a few milestones here. This is the 99th, and I'll repeat again, this is the 99th Realistic Performance League race here tonight. So we will have the 100 marker here next week at Austria. So Austria will be the one to watch here next week for the 100th race at the Realistic Performance League. Unbelievable stuff here. And just watching Jos coming through there now. This is the 5th time we have hosted the Singapore Grand Prix during the Realistic Performance League era, or the Founder League as what we always call it, because Invictus Racing League was the Realistic Performance League, how it all started before we brought in all the equal stuff here. So with the Singapore Grand Prix, Tim, do you like the track? Do you prefer it or not?
Well, that depends. Do I prefer driving it? No. Do I prefer watching it? Yes. Driving it, it is just absolutely terrible. It is a nightmare of a track to drive, and I feel sorry for each and every one of these drivers. But to watch, it is so very entertaining because you see all the challenges that the drivers are having to deal with. It's just the fact that this track is really not a fast track. It's full of so many corners and really short straightaways. I saw one time that I think you're only about full throttle 48% of the lap here.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be absolutely spot on. It feels like you're on Monaco all over again. But it's still spacious here, as always here. But we will do the qualifying lap now. We come up to past turn 1 now, and then into, which is turn 2 now, and then into turn 3, and then up. Feels like a little bit of an uphill part there, passing into a slight turn of turn 4, then into turn 5, which is the first lot of the DRS straight now. Then coming up to, which is turn 6 now, and then this is the end of the first sector into turn 7. So, and then here we go, passing Memorial Corner. Always remember that, turn 7. Turn 8 here, coming up here now, and then into turn 9, which we're watching from Jos's point of view here, and then down the straight here. Feel like you're on a roller coaster ride here as well. And then coming up to, which is turn 10, and then 11, and then 12. And then this is the part where absolutely crucial here. This is turn 13 now, the unlucky turn where we see so many accidents galore here now and again. And then go down the straight here again into the end of the second sector, into the turn 14. Good evening to Scanny. How you doing, mate? You all right? I hope you're going well. Now coming up to, which is coming to turn 15. This is the part where you have to absolutely spot on here, turn 16. And then 17 now, and this is the part where I love this part. It's like under the bridge here, or under the grandstand part there, into turn 18, and then into turn 19, and then into turn 20, where we're underneath the motorway part there, into turn 21, and then down here into the pit entry here, into turn 22, and then 23. You could easily go wide there. That was a qualifying lap there, and unfortunately Jos had an invalidated lap there. But Mr. P is the one to watch here. He's a 140. No, I'll take that back. Ferocious Dan did a 139.9 on the hard tyres now. So that's still a brilliant time there from Ferocious Dan here. I'll tell you what, Lozak did a 139.3. Tim, who are you watching so far?
Just watched Stephen crossing the line with a 142.1. Ton Albanach crossing in 5th with a 140.6. And then Williams has spun. Who was that boy? Better know. He spun coming out of turn 23. I think he did what you said, Malc, is he just went a little bit too wide and got the curves, and it just looped him around.
It did loop him around there, but Locke said he was lucky. He was lucky they didn't lose so much wing damage there, but he did get 141.3 as we speak here. So let's see what Colin J can do here. He's coming up to the end of the third sector now. Good evening to everyone that's joined the session here. If you like what you see so far, please make sure you like, subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel for all the live races here. And I'll tell you what, Colin J has moved up to second place there with a 139.5 on the hards. Now you probably think, why is everyone going on the hard tyres here? Because for me, the hards to mediums is the best strategy to go for. It is the one-stop strategy. You can do two-stop, but you will lose out by 4 seconds. At least 4 seconds, maybe 4 to 5 seconds at least. But the hards mediums is the way to go. But here's a question for you, Tim. Do you think there'll be a safety car tonight, or at least one safety car tonight?
I mean, it would be entertaining. Maybe not from the driver's point of view, but definitely from the commentators and the viewers' point of view, it would be entertaining. But as far as do I think that there is going to be a safety car, I'm going to have to say no. It's just something that sadly sadly or maybe not, we don't see a lot of.
Well, yeah, we don't see that much unless someone's... Oh no, Hennes! Just as I was sorry about that, Tim, I was just watching Hennes coming up to, which is unlucky, turn 13. That's why I said people hit the walls there. And unfortunately, he's got to be careful there. He doesn't want to get disqualified here. He's got to be very careful. He doesn't want to get disqualified. But yeah. But was that turn? No, that wasn't turn 13. Sorry, I do apologise. That was turn... I think that might be turn 8 there. But Aaron J. Spence here did a 138.5 on the hard tyres there with the Red Bull car to give him some wings. Brilliant time there. That's about 8 tenths. 8 tenths from that, Tim.
Yeah, that's a really good time from Aaron JS right there. And I want to go back for a moment and talk about Boy Better Know. He ran a 141.3, and that is after he spun out. He's in the pits right now, but honestly, I am going to watch him as soon as he comes back out, because if he's running a 141.3 while spinning out, I think he might be a pole sitter today.
Ooh. He's going to have to get something here, because he's like nearly about 2.8? 2.8, yeah. 2.8 seconds of a gap there between first and 14th place. So that is a massive improvement there if he can try and do that. But he might be. I reckon he might be close. To be fair, into the top 3, might be close there. But Jos moves up to 4th with 139.6. Nigel Gash did a 139.8 earlier. Luke Bailey did a 140 flat. Ozone, who won last week, did a 140 flat as well. Just missed out by 100 to Luke Bailey. But Mr. P has moved up to 7th place there. Good evening to Daz. Daz says, good evening, guys. Going to be an interesting race. You are absolutely spot on. You are absolutely spot on there. This is going to be... I think this is going to be a classic, I think this is going to be one of the classic races here. Luke Bailey moves up to 5th now with 2 laps of the hard tyres as well. And Jos did 2 laps of it as well. Same with Mr. P as well. And Mike, like Hennes and Mike, Mike's returning into the Realistic Performance League. Hennes is a newcomer in the Realistic Performance League. So, we'd like to see how these guys can try and capitalise on it. Obviously, Mike, an experienced driver here in Invictus Racing League, and Hennes, a newcomer to the Invictus Racing League. Hopefully, he will enjoy it as much as possible here. But can Mike come up to the next few corners there? Oh, he's teasing us, Tim. He's absolutely teasing us! Tim!
Unfortunately, and the weather has teased us as well. I'm getting confirmation from Sir Spud. Dry race today. Dry race, and it hurts, Malc. We were talking about rain. We thought, maybe it was going to put a monkey wrench into things and maybe just spice things up a bit, and it's just not going to happen.
So just to confirm, is that correct? It's going to be a dry race tonight at Singapore.
Yes, a dry race.
Dry. It is indeed here. So, unfortunately, so just have to wait and see what happens here at this moment in time here. Let's see what happens here. So, see what Simon can do here. If anyone can hear me, guys, in the chat, please let me know as soon as possible here. I don't know if I'm on or anything like that, but if you can hear me, please let me know as well, because I'm not sure if I've got this on. But just double check as well. We're coming up to 8 minutes now. going to the 8-minute marker now. So let's see what Simon can do here. Then Spud, Mike, TL4FS, Spud, Headers and Simon are the only ones who have not had a time here yet, but still watching Simon now coming up to the final few corners now. And he needs to he moves up to third here, Tim. He moves up to third. Tim.
And that's a good time.
I'm just double checking on one thing. Yeah, I'm just double checking on one more thing. Sorry about the pause of that, guys, on the stream. I was just checking something on there. I thought there was something else there. Mr. Skycy, the Drivers' Championship winner of the last 3 seasons there, in 12th place here. And then in 12th place. Is there anyone that you're watching so far, Tim?
Well, actually, I'm watching the drivers who we sadly have lost some connection with, that being O. Steven and Boy Better Know, to my knowledge. Both of which, sadly, we have lost connection with, but hopefully we can fix it here very soon. But going down the board, going to take a look at Ozone Typhoon in the Renault. He's on his outlap right now. His best time is a 140.080, but he's going to be starting his flying lap very soon and out on the hard tires, as you mentioned, Nox, so he will be looking maybe for a better time. But he's actually slowing up right now. Another driver on their outlap is 11th place of Sheepy, a 140.101 for Sheepy. But he is also on his outlap, as I said, so he'll be starting his flying lap pretty soon as well. It looks like F1 Mr. P in the Racing Point machine went out for his outlap. So far, not a lot of drivers really on a flying lap. Zyman, of course, just completed his lap. Lozak, I'm pretty sure, just completed another lap. So not a lot of drivers actually starting their flying lap at this time.
Not this time at all, yeah. Yeah, that's just there. Meg, good evening, Meg. How you doing, mate? You all right? He's just joining live because they're just confirming that my voice was perfect there. So I'll just clarify. Sorry, it was only a little bit, like a few seconds off. But at the moment here, we're under 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left of the qualifying here. Can anyone try and stop Aaron J. Spence in the pole sit here? We're 138.593 here. So at the moment here, there's quite a few drivers who are in the 139s. That is perfect there. But at the moment here, Aaron J. Spence is the only one that's hitting the 138. So just watching Spud now doing his lapping here. But is there anyone going to try and aim for, like, do you reckon Spud can try and hit the top 7 here tonight, Tim?
It's definitely possible. He's in a Ferrari. He's got a really good car underneath him. Right now with a 141.4, he's going to have to make up quite a bit of time. He's got 5 minutes to do it, but he's going to have to really start booking it.
Yeah, he's just slowing down the minutes here, so I'm just going to try and see if anyone else is running up and ready to go. Hennes did a 140.7, so he's on now, live and exclusive on his debut race of Invictus Racing League here. Also, is there... I tell you what, do you reckon anyone can try and match Aaron J. Spence, or do you think it's going to be close to being the top 3, Tim?
I think it's just going to be close to being the top 3 at this point. I mean, he has got almost a full second over Lozak, and that is just an impressive time, a 138.5 for Aaron J. Spence. It's just amazing. I think that he pretty much has this pole position locked up, but nonetheless, he's not feeling so confident about it, apparently, because he's actually out for his outlap again.
To be honest, that's a bit... I can understand why. I think some people may want to gamble from the mediums to get higher, because I think, if I remembered it right, yes, TL4FS is on the medium tyre here, so he's going to try and improve his... time here on the medium tyres here, so we see what happens here. But 4 minutes left. 4 minutes left. Sheepy moves up to second place here, 138.9. He has hit the 138s with Aaron J. Spence, but however, he is on the medium tyres here. Let's see what TL4FS can do. He's just going to do his proper lapping now. But is there anyone that you're watching that's crucial at the moment here, Tim?
No one that is crucial. However, it looks like Colin J in 5th place is coming out for his outlap at the moment, so maybe look for him. He's in the Red Bull. That's a really good car, of course, so look for him to maybe be challenging Aaron J. Spence. And, of course, as you said, Sheepy running a 138.9, very impressive. And it looks like Lozak is coming to complete another lap as well.
Yeah, so he's coming up to the final bits now, the last few corners now. Can he try and improve it on the medium tyres here? He might do it here. Oh, no, I thought he might have done it there. One of the Haas cars is just coming through the end part there. That might be Sab or Ferocious Dan, one or the other. We'll have to wait and see. But TL4FS is going to try and push that car to limit here. But Aaron J. Spencer is going to do his lapping here. So which one do you want to see, guys? Who do you want to see do their lappings here? Do you think Aaron J. Spencer will do it again? Or do you think Lozak will have the chance to try and get pole position here? We'll have to wait and see. But Tim, I'll let you do the honours to pick a car to watch now on the stream.
Right now, I am watching Aaron J. Spence. Of course, as we've been saying, he is your pole sitter. So riding on board with him, let's see if he's got anything left in the tank. Malc, what do you think is going to happen?
I think this is the point now, the crucial point for the drivers. They've all gone for their hard tyres here. Oh, TL4FS has lost communication with his car, so hopefully he'll come back in here. But as you were saying, Tim, with the tyre wears, normally like under 5 minutes, they always go for like the next tyre down. So I would expect quite a few drivers to go for the medium tyres here, because I don't think the times here, what Aaron J. Spencer's done here, is safe at the moment. That's why. And look at that, Sab. Oh, Luke Bailey. The force is with him on that. He's moved up to first place here with 138.508. One time there, but that is 900s quicker. 900s quicker. That is still... It's normally not good enough, but based on the mediums and the hards delta times there. So, but Lozak did the 137s! 137s here! Frostad in 138.1. This is where the times are all kicking in now. This is where all the times are coming in now. Aaron J. Spence, he was his pole sitter for the last 20 seconds or so. And he can move. Oh, brilliant! He moves up to first place here with 137.2. Tim!
137.227 for Aaron J. Spence, and what did I say about he had the pole locked down, but I was wrong about that time. I thought that 138 was unbeatable because I thought that everybody was just going to try for hard tires, but I have been proven wrong. They've went out on the mediums. They have increased their time, so that is impressive.
It is definitely impressive there, but it's not impressive there because Colin J has hit the wall there, and I think that might compromise his lap here, but he's still going. Nigel Gas moves up to third. He moves up to third with 40 seconds left. Can Colin J make the ball? Oh, he moves up to third. He moves up to third by 0.02 of a second there to Nigel Gas. He'll be absolutely livid. He'll be absolutely livid there. Oh my days. I don't know which one to pick. Jos. Tim, look at Jos now. Jos could be the one to watch here because he's on the medium tyres here. And no, he's not in the 137s. But he might do it here because he's one of those drivers to watch out for consistency here. He moves up to the 6th with a 138.4. A 138.4. Was that Ozone? Yes, it was. It's Ozone coming up to start his proper lap in here. And the time has stopped for the qualifying here. They have stopped the qualifying here at the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. Aaron J. Spence holding on for first place here. He really is holding on for dear life here by a 10th there. That's a crack of a time there. TL4FS has just rejoined, so he's just got their nick of time there. Simon moves up to 11th place here. Who are you watching, Tim, for the final bit of the qualifying?
Was watching Yas, but he is not going to run another lap. However, Ozone Typhoon in the Renault, this is going to be his final lap. So right now he is running in 12th, a 139.867. Going to have to make up a lot of time if he wants to challenge Aaron for that pole position. I don't think he's got enough. Now it looks like Mr. Sky Z has moved into the 6th position. Yeah, you can't write out Mr. Sky Z because he's 3 times the Drivers' World Championship winner of the last 3 seasons here at the Realistic Performance League here. But Typhoon, who was the winner of the race here, of the Italian Grand Prix last week here, he needs to push that car to limit here. We've got 2 minutes, final bit remaining here if you want to try and do your lap in here as much as possible. Mike and TL4FS are the only ones left who have not had a time yet. Well, obviously TL4FS has had some connection issues with his car there, so hopefully he'll try and get back in here now. At the moment here, Luke Bailey, I think they're trying to slowly back in here, but I can't see anyone trying and beat that time of Aaron J. Spence with a 137.2 here, so that'll be a good battle there between the 2 drivers here. Can also Typhoon coming up to the final corner. Oh no! He stays in 13th place here. Mr. P, I think Mr. P will slow down here, but where's Mike? Mike's coming up too. He's lost a bit of his front wing. He's lost a bit of his front wing here, so he won't improve his time unless Luke Bailey
Unless Luke Bailey has unless Luke Bailey has carried on to do one more lap here, but he's not. Aaron J. Spence is the pole sitter here tonight, Tim, for the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League at the glorious race on Singapore. What a time there. Like I said, good evening to it's a Skelly says you want to avoid softs. A majority have not gone for the softs. Good evening to Nick, how you doing, mate? You alright? Meg says, surprised Aaron being allocated Red Bull, surely going to walk the race in that as long as he keeps it clean, of course. What do you think about that, Tim? Do you think Meg's statement of he was surprised Aaron's got allocated the Red Bull, but surely going to walk the race here tonight? Do you agree with that? Well, as long as he keeps it clean, of course.
Can you say that again?
Meg says, surprised Aaron being allocated Red Bull, surely going to walk the race in that as long as he keeps it clean, of course.
Well, keeping it clean is going to be a challenge around Singapore for any driver. And Aaron J. Spence being on pole in the Red Bull, I mean, like I said, that is a good car. So if he can get out to a very decent lead in the first 3 laps and get out of DRS range and then just keep it clean, he might be full sail to the end.
It might do. But with Singapore, it's like Monaco. It's like Baku. You can't make any mistakes. If you do, you have to go back into the pits, regardless. This is your short qualifying classification for the Singapore Grand Prix. For the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. For the 99th race here, Aaron J. Spence in pole sitter in first place, Lars Atkins second, Colin James third, Nigel Gash fourth, Ferocious fifth, Mr. Sky sixth, Tom Avalanche in seventh, Yoss in eighth, Luke Bailey ninth, Sab 10th, Sheepy 11th, Simon 12th, Ozone 13th, Mr. P 14th. I didn't get down to the others quickly enough, but we do have the full grid here tonight, so that'll be absolutely epic stuff. So there'll be so many battles galore, left, right, and centre here. But before we carry on, we'll do the usual advertisements before we do the actual talk about the race itself. This is the Invictus Racing League on the YouTube channel for all the live races of the F1 leagues as well. This is tonight the Realistic Performance League on the Tuesday nights with myself, Malc, and the greatest American commentator of them all, Tim, as always. Not only we do the Tuesday nights, we also got the Monday Night League on the F1 League, like the top tier, the top division, the Premier League as we call it, used to be the No Assist League. It is on the Monday nights with the greatest commentary duo always is Gareth and Sab. But also, if you want, well, like I said, Sab is racing with us on the Tuesday nights as well. But not only that, we also got the Equal Leagues on the Wednesday nights, the Equal Assist Leagues on the Wednesday nights with F2 and F3. So you've got F2 of Warriors Lander and Energy Dan for the commentary duo. And at the moment, myself will be on F3 for F3 on the Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. So hopefully we'll just try and get someone in as quickly as possible. But we'll see what happens here at this moment in time. But we also got the podcast live and exclusive on the Thursday nights with Gareth and Sab from the Monday Night League on the F1. Bye-bye. But not only we're on YouTube, guys, but we're also on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as well. So make sure you like, subscribe, and follow as well. But also, if you're not a big fan of F1, but you like FIFA, there's always the FIFA League with Colin J and Aaron J. Spence, who host the leagues on there as well. But like I said, it's absolutely manic stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. But the most important of all is, if you enjoy the racing and you enjoy the battles galore left, right, and centre, why don't you sign up for Invictus Racing League on the InvictusRacingLeague.com to apply to race here. And if you do, one of the admins will get in contact with you, do a trial run, and see if you can get in to the league that you want by next week, obviously subject to availability as well. So the guys are going to be all set and ready to go. So for this race here, Tim, we've got 20 drivers on the 99th race of the Realistic Performance League. You know what's coming. Top 3. What's going to happen here tonight?
Top 3, okay, I'm going Aaron J. Spence, for sure, in the top 3. And Lozak, because he's looking really fast today. And, you know what? Why not Nitro Gash? And maybe if one of those picks don't work out, Mr. Skyzy will squeak by.
Ooh, that would be good. That would be good. I think that will be close. I think, as long as Aaron J. Spence doesn't get hit in the wall, same with Lozak, those are the only two drivers that should do well here. But obviously, Aaron J. Spence with the advantage of the Red Bull car as well. But saying that before, it's like you're playing against like the top team in the football, and like David versus Goliath moment there. It could be that Lozak's car there could produce the goods here against Aaron J. Spence. But obviously, we're not always going to talk about the top two here. We're always going to talk about all the other drivers here who've had some mixed strategies here tonight, to be fair. Like I said, the top 10 will stay as the tyre that they've qualified on, and bottom half, a few drivers have gone for the mediums, where some of the drivers have gone for the hard tyres, which the best strategy to go for is the hard mediums. I mean, you can do medium hards, but I think that you'll lose out by 2/10. That's what I've been told by the telemetry as well. But if you were starting on this, Tim, what would you have gone for? Would you have gone for the mediums, or would you have gone for the hards here?
I mean, I'm the kind of driver that tries to stay away from the hards as much as possible, but I cannot deny that when they're necessary, they're necessary. So simply because the best strategy is hard to mediums, then that's exactly what I would do, hard to mediums. But if I was starting, say, 15th-ish, I would definitely try to switch things up. So it just depends. If I set my time on hards, maybe I try to go for mediums, but it really just depends on, you know, what the drivers in front of me picked, and if I could see that or know that ahead of time.
We'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens here at the Singapore Grand Prix. It's one of those tracks where the concentration level is so high, you've got to make sure you get that perfectly as well. And this is also like a 1 minute 38, 37 as we saw the qualifiers, so normally 1:39s per lap here. So we've not heard anything from the weather crew about rain or anything like that. We've been told it's been a dry race, and the guys are going to be slowly coming into the racing grid now. So as always, I'll let Tim do the honours of the starting grid here tonight.
And an honor it is indeed. All the drivers lining up to their appropriate qualified positions onto the grid. This will be, as Malcolm mentioned, the 99th Grand Prix.
Oh,
9th Grand Prix for the Invictus Racing Leagues. A little bit of difficulties, but it does not matter because the race is going to start. We got 3, 4, and 5 red lights in the air. No red lights, the race is green. The 99th Performance League for the Invictus Racing League. Aaron J. Spence and Colin J. 1 and 2 for the Red Bulls. It is 3 wide going into turn 1 with Nitro Gash in the Ferrari. He is losing out and dropping back all the way to the 5th position, already battling with the Haas, and there is wing damage now, and the Haas of Ferocious Dan is in the wall, already out of turn 3.
They're already out of turn 3 there, but I'm not sure what happened there from Ferocious Dan's point of view. But this is a manic car! This is absolutely unbelievable stuff here! We might have unbelievable stuff! Oh my days, we've got 2 in a bed here from the Haas car and the McLaren there! That may be Sab! Come on! Passing his favourite McLaren team there! Oh, he's trying to make the move against the McLarens! Oh, come on, yes! Oh, there's been contact at the back of the grid there. There was contact between TL Pulveres and might be from Hennessy's point of view there, but Suspender's dropped down to 19th place here. He has dropped down to 19th place here. What a start, what a manic start here at the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League, Tim.
Yeah, what a start indeed. As far as what happened with Ferocious Dan, he just got into some contact with the Ferrari of Nitro Gash, who, by the way, does have wing damage now after that, and so it caused Ferocious Dan to be knocked off track and into the wall, where Nitro Gash got away, but with wing damage. And as I look at that Ferrari, it is the right end plate on that wing that is no longer there. So Nitro Gash already early in this race struggling, and he hits the wall, almost spins out, saves it, but definitely lost a lot of time. And as I said, definitely struggling with that car already early on with that damage.
He's still struggling there, but he's losing out so much time now. So it wouldn't be surprised if it goes into the pits now. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the drivers have gone into the pits earlier now and they'll have to go all the way to the end here. But look at Tom Avalanche here, trying to close on Mr. Sky C now for 4th place here. So at the moment in time here, we're on lap 2 of 31 of the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League here. Oh, Alongside Nitrogas, TL4FS, Mr. P and Frostan have all gone into the pits already from their wing damage here. But, oh my days, Tom Avalanche goes side by side! Oh, they're going side by side here! Oh, come on! Oh, I thought Tom Avalanche might have made the move there. But look at the McLaren. The two McLarens are trying to close in on Sab now for 8th place here. But Tim, who are you watching so far?
Actually watching this battle between the McLarens and Sab, Malc. This has been an impressive battle indeed. Sheepy almost got into the wall a few corners ago, and that actually caused Simon to have to get on the brakes really hard, so it actually slowed up his momentum a little bit. Otherwise, he might have been able to get by Sheepy, but Sheepy was trying to get by the Haas of Sab, and he just got the door sort of closed onto him and almost got to the wall. But no harm, no foul. Everybody is still off and racing very cleanly and very competitively.
Yeah, absolutely. But this is absolutely manic stuff here. We've got the two McLarens trying to battle it out here for 9th and 10th as we're watching live and exclusive for you guys here. Meg Lupus says, saying that Lozak is rapid, only a couple of tenths of last night's F1 pole time in a practice. So, like I said, at the moment here, Lozak is in 3rd place here, losing out to Colin J in 2nd. So the two Red Bulls to give him some wings in the top 2 here tonight. So let's see what they can try and do here. But it looks like Aaron J's plans will pull away here from this moment on. We've got DRS is now enabled now. DRS is now enabled there. But Sheepy's trying to have a quick glance at Sab's car here. But there's going to be so much manic overtime. Oh! What's happened to Sab? Sab! I don't know what
He is off course. Yeah, off course, definitely. I don't know what happened either, Malc. I'm sorry, but all of a sudden just off course and having a lot of issues trying to get that thing turned around. Now back on course, but with no front wing and in 14th position.
Oh my days! Tarmalat's made a move on Mr. Sky! See, what a move on the Drivers' Championship leader and winner of the last 3 seasons here. What a move there from Avalanche here. Absolutely frantic stuff here. There's so many battles galore here. We'll try and get everyone's TV time here. I promise you that, guys. I'll try my hardest here. But we have got 1, 2, 3, 4. Might have a 5-car battle here, Tim. We've got a 5-car battle here in a moment or two. Between, well, maybe 6 if the McLarens are joining in this party here. But Lozak's closing in on Colin J now for 2nd place here with 5 tenths. But I don't want to leave this battle between the Williams, Yoss, and the McLaren, Yoss of Alfa Romeo and the Merc of Luke Bailey here. Tim.
Yeah, it is an impressive battle indeed, but Ton Almanach, he has since pulled away since he got by Mr. Sky Z, still within DRS range, but not quite as close as Mr. Sky Z would have hoped. So our defending champion running in the 5th position as Aaron J. Spence has set the fastest time, a 1:42.014 for the pole sitter, and he is pulled away as well, 4 seconds ahead of Colin J., who is under a lot of pressure from the Toro Rosso of Lozak 97. It is just half a second separating these 2 cars, and by association, both Red Bulls, technically speaking. But there is a DRS range with Lozak taking advantage of it, but will he be able to make a move on Colin J? I do not think he's got enough power, at least not at the moment, trying to use the slipstream to get by him, but just not close enough. But he does gain, and now he is there in striking distance. Colin J is going to have to mind his P's and Q's and hit his marks perfectly.
Yeah, I have to try and be absolutely cautious here. But Sab had a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane here as well. While you were watching that, I'm going to have a quickly look at some of the drivers here. Luke Bailey nearly went close to Yoss here, but Simon is getting closer to Luke Bailey here for 7th place here. Battles galore here. With the tyre strategies, as we said earlier, like I said, the hard mediums is the way to go for. But if you start off the mediums, you might have to do about 13 laps. 13 laps of the mediums and then the rest on about 18 to 20 laps of the hard tyres here. Lozak's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Manic stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely manic stuff here. We're on lap 4:31 of the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. If you like what you see so far, guys, please make sure you like and subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel for all the live races here on the YouTube channel here. Yeah. But Tom Avalanche trying to get closer to Oh no, sorry, Mr. Sky. Jos is trying to get closer to Mr. Sky, so I do apologise. I was getting eager there with two of the Alfa Romeos there, but this is absolutely manic stuff. Jos and Mr. Sky. Oh, I tell you what, Mr. Sky, he goes wide there at the curb there, but Jos is trying to hold on here. I tell you what, they're going to get so much crashes there if they don't be careful there. Nitric Gas has got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting now. So Nitric Gas is going from bad to worse here tonight, but hopefully he'll try and recover here to try and get at least in the top 10 later on in the race here. But the Merc on Luke Bailey trying to make the move on Jos. Is he trying to make the move on Jos? No, they're going wide. I'll tell you what, this is going to be, our voices are going to be gone here, Tim.
Yeah, trying to make a move on that outside line. Did not make it stick, but you got to give him an A for effort. That was a really good move. And Jos now trying to get close to Mr. Sky Z, as Nitro Gash has now become the first retirement of this session. Unfortunate for Nitro Gash, but he is going to have to finish in the 19th position. However, Jos definitely not looking for a retirement here today. He is looking to get by Mr. Sky Z. He's looking to challenge for any position that he can get. He has had a lot of bad luck this season, whether it be losing connection or an issue with his wheel or his pedals. It's just been a lot of bad luck for Jos, and it stings each and every time. Yeah,
it's just a shame here. Like with Sab earlier, when apparently it looked like he spun himself on the curb there, but Jos has been really, really unlucky here tonight, as well as this season. He's been the one to watch. Don't get me wrong, he's been the one to watch to race here, but it's just been rotten luck, as you said, with either connection, wheel, anything like that here. But at the moment here, touch wood, he is doing a good job here in 6th place here. But there's about there's 5 cars. Tim, there's 5. No, it's never going to happen here. But 5 in a bed is never ever going to happen. 3, please. Yes, that's all I ask. 3 in a bed. Nothing else. Nothing else. Oh, Lysak moves up to 2nd place now, but Jos try and make the move. Oh, come on! Luke Bailey trying to make the move. Oh no, Sheepy! Oh, you! Oh, yes! The McLaren, sorry. Oh, Sheepy made the move. What a move! What a move there! Brilliant stuff there. The two McLarens are having a proper ding-dong bow here, Tim.
And the free position gang rises up. Simon takes advantage of Sheepy making that move and follows his teammate, at least by car allocation, to pass Luke Bailey. And Luke Bailey looks like he's really struggling. He's in 9th right now, and he's dropping away, and that's in the Merc.
I don't know if he's got any wing damage. I'm just going to have a quick look. He hasn't got anything on his right-hand side. No, it's all in contact. It's all in contact from his point of view there. So he is fine on track here. But Simon, look at Simon here, Tim. He's going right close to Sheepy here for 7th place here. But also we're going to have to watch out for Jos and Mr. Sky C for 5th and 6th place here. While all the other drivers are all a little bit spread out here. But Colin J has dropped down to 3rd place now. About a lap or 2 ago. But Sheepy, Mr. P is retired. So 2 drivers are out of the race here, Nitric Gas and Mr. P here. Jos. Is he trying to make the move on Mr. Sky C on the DRS straight? He's got to try and do something here. He needs to push that car to limit here, but we've got 2. Oh my God, we've got a 4 car. We've got a 4 car battle here. Freshstad has returned from the connection here. Come on! Oh, come on! We want more overtakes moves here. Don't you agree, Tim?
Oh, yeah, and Jos, he has been trying to get by Mr. Sky Z for a few laps now, and he has been all up on the back bumper of that Williams each and every lap. And how they're going through these tight little corners without hitting each other is just amazing, and honestly a testament of their driving skill, while behind the 2 McLarens, Simon trying to get by and actually getting by Sheepy right now. So Simon definitely on a move. Sheepy in 8th, Simon in 7th, Jos in 6th, with Mr. Sky in the 5th position right now. It is basically a 4-car battle for the final spot in the top 5. on lap 7 of 31. And Jos just is not giving up. However, he has a bright orange mirror full of Simon going on the inside of the Alfa Romeo, but he will not complete the pass as Jos gets just a little bit of the momentum out of the outside line, and he will hold on to 6-4 now. Very good defensive, but he's going to have to mind his P's and Q's. He's going to have to be so very careful because Simon is a man on a mission. He is a man on the move, and Mr. Sky Z, he is the sitting duck because if Simon gets by Jos, watch out, Mr. Sky Z, because that McLaren is fast.
He is fast there, but as you mentioned about Sheepy and Simon had a proper battle there, but I think it looked like Sheepy just let Simon through here because I think he was just getting too fast here on the McLaren between those two drivers here. So I think Sheepy needs to try. I think he's trying to save fuel on ERS, which I don't blame him if he is doing that. But oh my God, we got a 3 car. Come on, come on! We want a 3 in a bed. We want 3 in a bed. I just, oh, come on! Push that car! Oh, Simon! Oh, I thought Simon was going to try and go around the outside there. If you do that, you're an absolute legend of overtake moves there. Oh.
Did Mr. Sky Z get into the wall out of that corner?
I didn't. I was just looking away for 1 second there, but it looks like Mr. Sky Z's holding on here, so it doesn't look like he's lost any front wing damage. No, he hasn't. He hasn't lost any wing damage there, so he's still holding on intact there for 5th place, Tim.
It looked to me like he might have tagged the wall with his his left rear, but I did not get a good look. But nonetheless, as you say, he is still carrying on. So obviously, if he did hit the wall, it did not affect the car. Jos, however, he is still just fighting. Not only fighting to get by Mr. Sky Z, but still trying to defend against Simon 118. This is such a close battle that we're seeing here, Malcolm. It's amazing that there hasn't been really any contact between the 3 or even 4 drivers, with Sheepy just kind of hanging in the back, waiting in the weeds to see if he can get a chance to maybe put his nose into this mix here. But Simon, nonetheless, all up on the back bumper of Jos, and Jos all on the back bumper of the Williams of Mr. Sky Z as they go through turn 23 to start lap 9 for themselves.
Come on! Come on, Jos! Come on! Come on!
Jos went on the inside, going into turn 1, trying to get by Mr. Sky Z, and Will get in there side by side, and wheel to wheel, and Jos has made the pass for the 5th position, but Mr. Sky Z, he is fighting back hard, but not able to get underneath Jos, at least for now. They're coming up on the DRS straight. Mr. Sky Z will have the DRS straight, while Simon has a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Mr. Sky Z using the DRS, trying to get by Jos, but Jos blocks him. There is some contact between the Alfa Romeo and the Williams, but no harm, no foul. No one gets to the wall, but Simon, there's contact between Simon and Jos, and then Jos is spun. Jos is into the wall.
Yeah, I saw that from Simon's point of view. He tried to brake late there, and unfortunately, as Jos got back into the car, into straight there with the car, he's unfortunately got hit by Simon there. So that will have to be looked at by the stewards after this race here, by the looks of things anyway. Yellow flag sectors 1 and 2 at the moment here. So hopefully we got a 3-car battle here for 5th, 6th and 7th place here. But also we got Jos, Mike and Sir Spud here for 9th, 10th and 11th place here. But Henners is closing on Sab. McLaren's, oh, Sheepy! Simon nearly trying to make the move there on Sheepy there for 6th place here. Mike's moved up to 9th. Jos has dropped down to 11th place here. Henners moves up to 15th place now. Henners has moved up to 15th place now, so he needs to try and push that car to the limit here. Tim!
Who says Daniel Ricciardo is the last of the late breakers? It is Simon who is a late breaker here tonight, trying to make that move on his teammate, the other McLaren, but not able to do it. Sheepy, meanwhile, going to try to make a move on Mr. Sky Z. Maybe if he can get the DRS down this straightaway as they cross the line, he will have the DRS, but he will not have enough speed. He's going to try to make the move anyway as they go into turn 1, but not close enough. So he surrenders the position back to Mr. Sky Z, at least for the moment. Of course, he did not get underneath him at all. We now have a 3rd retirement, the other racing point machine of Henners 03. So 3 retirements from this race already as they exit turn 3 and going down the DRS straight, though. Will Sheepy be able to get by Mr. Sky Z?
Yeah, so Jos is out of the race. He's just going to the pits here, and he's out of the race here as well. So Henners is the 3rd DNF driver. Jos is the 4th one. Oh, Oh, Simon!
And the McLarens are side by side. We saw it at the same time now. The McLarens side by side. Simon trying to make a move on Sheepy, and he did. He made that move, and now he's chasing down Mr. Sky Z. Sheepy, meanwhile, just waiting in the wings yet again for the right opportunity to make a move.
For the right opportunity there, but let's see if he can try and be this is like the patient game here, try and be absolutely spot on there. Good evening to Gareth, how you doing, mate? Right, and that's what happens when you think about 3 wide on a street circuit. I think he was on about the incident from Simon into Yoss when he's trying a late break there. We've tried to battle there with Mr. Sky Z as well, but Simon trying to close in on Mr. Sky Z now for 5th place here. So Spud trying to close in on Mike here for 9th place here, but I really can't move from this battle here because what's been so far after lap 11 and 31? Tim.
Yeah, and it has been an intense battle, but right now I am watching the battle between Mike and Sir Spud, and Sir Spud actually has gotten by Mike. Mike let Sir Spud by. So returning now to the McLaren battle, as actually every driver now pulling into the pit. So Zyman's staying out, but Mr. Sky Z and Sheepy both making their pit stops. Pit stops now underway. That's going to shake the running order up a bit.
It'll be shaking quite a little bit here and there now, but depending on where everyone is, Hennes has left the session here now. So Spud is just behind Colin J now for 6th place here. This will be a sitting duck here for Colin J because Spud will be on charge here. The experienced driver, the veteran as I always call him. So let's see if he can try and close in on Colin J, or will he try and push that car because the tyres are not going to kick in until after lap 1. Oh, come on! We want more overtakes moves here. Proper overtake moves here. But like I said, this is the only closest battle we've got so far here. We're on lap 11:31. Oh, the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. What a race so far here, Tim.
Yeah, what a race indeed. It's just been crazy. You know, I mean, the McLarens and Mr. Sky Z just battling it out in Yoss there until that unfortunate contact sent him around, and just add that to a string, to more things that's happened to Yoss this season. It's so unfortunate, but at the same time, it really puts a monkey wrench into things, and it shakes things up, it spices it up, because now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 retirements out of this race, and still just so many battles going on in mid-pack.
Yeah, so many battles galore here. You just never know what to expect back. But the top 2 are in the pits now. So top 3 are in the pits now. But Luke Barry is right on the tail there on Mike here for 8th place here. So let's see what happens here at this moment. Oh, Stephen will be the new leader here based on everyone pitting out. Unless I do apologise. Aaron J. Spence just got ahead of Stephen. So he would carry on to do that. But Mike is going to the pits now for his one and only pit stop here. But let's see what happens here. We've got a 3-car battle here between TL4S, Mr. Sky Z, and Sheepy as well. Simon! Simon! Oh my days! Please! Come on! We want a 3 in a bed! Come on! Proper 3 in a bed! No. Oh! Come on! Come on! Come on! You can do it! Oh, we got 2! Come on, we want the 3! Oh, no! Oh, my days! Oof, I'll tell you what. Oh, my God. Oh, my days. The tires.
Contact between Mr. Sky Z and TL4S, but also contact between Mr. Sky Z and Zyman. It's contact between everybody, just bumping and banging like it's bumper cars here at the Singapore Grand Prix. And now the other McLaren of Sheepy, he has joined this battle as well, and he is gaining on TL4S in the Toro Rosso. So we got 2 McLarens, a Williams and a Toro Rosso, just battling it out here in these really tight corners in the Singapore Grand Prix. Mr. Sky Z trying to gain on Zyman 118, but Zyman gets a better exit out of the corner, while TL4S has to watch both of those drivers just disappear down that very long straightaway.
Yeah, still absolutely manic stuff there. We would have had a 3 in the bed, nearly had the 3 in the bed moment there, but at the moment we still had a couple of 2 in beds here. But TL4S will be fuming because he's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Good evening to Hennes, how you doing, mate? Unlucky about tonight, really unlucky. Hopefully he'll bounce back next week at Austria for the 100th race here. Sheepy's trying to close in on TL4FS. Is TL4FS going to the pits? Yes, he is. He's going to the pits now. So it'll be his second pit stop here as well. No, sorry, that's the first pit stop, sorry. Tyre Avalanche is trying to close in on Sir Spud now for 5th place here. With the hard tyres, you can go all the way to lap 18 or 19. Depending on wherever you went for that one there. But look at Tyre Avalanche, he's trying to make the move on Sir Spud. Oh! Contact, there was a bit of contact galore there. Not bad, but as in not bad. Just saying, made the move, done and dusted there. With Tyre Avalanche moving up to 5th place. Luke Bailey's on the trail there. Actually, Luke Bailey's just off. It's over with a 2 in the bed. We've got a 2 in the bed moment here. Oh, don't you? I tell you what, that could have been. If he made the move just before that part there at the corner, he would have been an absolute legend there. Tim.
Yeah, Luke Bailey just riding in the wings, trying to get by Sir Spud, though. He saw an opportunity and tried to make it stick, but just could not do it. Ton Almanac in that Alfa Romeo has absolutely pulled away. And of course, that is to be expected. He is on fresh, hard tires right now, where Luke Bailey has 6 laps on the tires, and Sir Spud has a full 12 laps on his hard tires. They will go for quite some time, but Sir Spud already probably struggling with the handling of that car.
Yeah, he'll be at that limiter now. It's like 3/4 of the tyre wear is going to be kicking in left, right, centre. But I might go to Lozak here. Lozak's right on the tail here of O'Stephen here. Coming up to pass into turn 2 now, and then into manic stuff here, moments here. Let's see if Lozak can try and improve here.
Luke Bailey making the move on Sir Spud, going to turn 1, and he has made the move. So Sir Spud down to 7th. Luke Bailey in the 6th position in the Mercedes.
Was it one of the best moves there you've seen there, Tim?
No, actually it was pretty standard. Just DRS going into turn 1, but Sir Spud put up a fight. He did not surrender that position, not at all.
Absolutely not. The veteran of the Invictus Racing League career here, so he's trying everything he can. Like I said, with the historical stuff there as well, this will be his 96 out of 99 race starts here. So fair play to Sir Spud to keep that momentum going there in the Realistic Performance League as well. 96. Can you believe that? Can you believe that, Tim? 96 races he has done. Nitrocash did 84 before he did the DNF tonight. So, manic stuff here. Mike will be his 78th race start as well. So that'll be a brilliant time for the top 3 drivers here of the race start as well. But Lozak, Tim, Lozak's closing in on O'Stephen now for 2nd place here. He should get O'Stephen here in the DRS straight. Do you agree?
More than likely, he will get O'Stephen. O'Stephen has 13 laps on those hard tires, where Lozak only has 3, so fresher tires will likely prevail unless Lozak just really doesn't want to force the issue. Though he did have a little bit of issue getting through turns 22 and 23 there, getting the curbs, so not able to make the move because O'Stephen was able to pull away a little bit. But Lozak definitely putting the pressure on that Mercedes, and maybe with this next DRS straight he'll be able to get by. O'Stephen looks like he's actually surrendering the inside to Lozak, but that Toro Rosso just not quite fast enough. However, he does have the DRS now as well as Slipstream. Will he make the move? O'Stephen actually pulls over and lets him by, it looks like, and O'Stephen will drop down to 3rd with Lozak moving into 2nd position.
Oh, brilliant move there from Lozak there with the DRS straight. Just needed that extra boost with that, like the sister Red Bull car as well. So fair play to Lozak there to try and get past O'Stephen. He needed that because he didn't want to stay too long because he might lose out quite a bit on Aaron J. Spence here with 13.5 seconds of the gap here. I can't see him getting closer to Aaron J. Spence unless Aaron J. Spence makes a massive mistake, which I cannot see that happening. I cannot see that happening there. But is there any battles going on? TL4S makes the move on Mike here for 11th place here. So Mike will drop down to 12th place here. Sheepy could have a chance to try and close in on Mr. Sky Z now for 9th place here. But we're coming on to the halfway marker here, Tim. I'm going to put you under a lot of pressure here. Is there any driver or drivers have been impressive at the halfway marker?
Well, Aaron J. Spence for getting out to such an early lead. That is definitely impressive. It is a 13-second lead. He got out to an early lead, and he has held it, and now it is a huge lead, 14 seconds now, with Lozak running in second. And Colin J., he's been very impressive as well. He qualified, I believe it was second, and he's really held on to the top spots. He's running in fourth at the moment, chasing down O. Steven, and might be making the move here within the next lap or two. Because you got to remember, O. Steven is on older tires, where Colin J. is probably going to stretch it the rest of the way. So it looks like Colin J. is definitely in line for a podium, and he's been impressive as well. Ton Almanac moving up the board. He's in fifth right now, so he's really been moving up. And Zyman, of course, he has been impressive. Really, both the McLarens, I've got to give it to him. They have just been giving us some really good battles here today.
They have, to be fair. The two McLarens definitely have had one of the bestest battles we have ever seen for a while. But Sheepy! Come on! Come on! Oh, you can do it! Oh, come on! You got the inside! You've got the inside! Come on! Come on! Oh, come on, Sheepy! You can do it! You can do it if you're being cute here! Come on! Come on! Come on, Sheepy! Sorry, I'm feeling over excited because I thought Sheepy had just done it on the inside there after turn 8 there. But now he's going to have to work his socks off again against Mr. Scorsese for 9th place here, Tim.
Yeah, and he's trying so desperately as they go down this very long straightaway. Mr. Scorsese gets such a good run out of that corner. It's amazing, really. Mr. Scorsese pulling away from Sheepy. The gap is 0.7 seconds, so 0.7 of a second separating these drivers, still within DRS range, but Sheepy is going to have to really kick it into high gear if he wants to get by Mr. Scorsese. As I'm actually looking at his telemetry right now, it looks as though he is saving the ERS. It is actually on mode 0, so definitely saving ERS at the time being.
Fair enough, fair enough. I think that's the wise decision there. I think that's the wise decision. Just try and save it and use it at the crucial points there of the ERS mode here. But Colin J knows Stephen here for 3rd and 4th place here. Colin J has got the DRS straight here. Needs to try and push that car to the limit here, and the Red Bull car's got that flying car there. But it makes the move. Oh no, Stephen now for 3rd place here. So Colin J back in the podium here tonight, Tim.
Yeah, Colin J, as I said, running very well tonight and just really running a clean race, just like his car allocated teammate of the Red Bull of Aaron J. Smith. So both drivers really running a clean race, as well as Lozak, despite gaining a I say gaining, but it's a bit ironic, gaining a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings of corner cutting. But that's really not going to be an issue at the moment because 5 seconds separates Lozak and Colin J. So if the race were to end at this very second, Lozak would still have the 2nd position.
You still have the 2nd position here, but let's see if you can try an attempt to try and get closer to Aaron J. Spence. But at the moment, I can't see that happening here. I cannot see that happening here as well. But as Meg predicted earlier, he surely would walk away with the race here tonight. And it looks like at the moment here, with 14 seconds of a gap here, Meg's prediction is absolutely spot on there. Luke Bailey trying to close in on Time Avalanche here for 5th and 6th place here. But, however, we got Mr. Spud, Mr. Scorsese, and also Sheepy for the 8th, 9th and 10th place battle here. But watching Luke Bailey now come up to this DRS straight now, Time Avalanche here, trying to push that car to limit here. And then you've got the McLaren of Simon now for 7th place here. Tim.
Yeah, Simon running in the 7th place and trying to chase down that Mercedes, but not able to do it. He has no pressure from behind, though, so that is really good. Luke Bailey, meanwhile, trying to get to Ton Almanac in that Alfa Romeo. The Alfa Romeo, they're putting up a good fight, and he's actually looks like he's somewhat pulling away, but just as I say that, Luke Bailey does gain a little bit, but not close enough. That was DRS straight, so Luke Bailey using that to his advantage. But Ton Almanac definitely getting better exits out of these corners, much like we saw with Mr. Scorsese and Sheepy a few laps ago. Yeah,
as we were mentioning about Mr. Scorsese, he just got past the Spud there at the DRS straight before turn 7 there. And look at this now, Spud is absolutely struggling with those tyre wear now. It is, as I said, lap 18, needs to pit. Oh, he's gone wide! So Spud has gone wide there. So this has brought Sheepy into play here. So Sheepy has gone ahead of Spud there for 9th place here. But Spud's tyres is absolutely shot there. And surely O'Stevens tyre wear must be shot here as well, because that's the point where the hard tyres will kick in to completely stop here now. But we've got a 3-car battle between Tom Blanche, Luke Bailey and Simon now for... Oh, Luke Bailey's out! Luke Bailey is out of the race here because he's hit the wall underneath the grandstands, the bridge. That is shocking. That is absolutely shocking there. But will we get the safety car? That's the question here. Because we've had 5 drivers now. We've had no safety car. I expected a safety car here tonight. Can we get the safety car here tonight? I don't think so. I doubt very much. But we were just mentioning the 3-car battle, and now we're going to have a 2-car battle between Mrs. Garcia and Sheepy now for 7th and 8th place here. But it's been really unlucky here, don't you agree, with the 6 drivers that are unfortunately out of the race here, Tim?
Yeah, but honestly, this is what I was expecting. And honestly, I was expecting a little bit more time penalties than what we've seen tonight. But nonetheless, expecting a lot of frustration, a lot of broken wings, a lot of damage on these cars, a lot of DNFs. It's just the nature of Singapore and just how tight and how small this track is and really how difficult it is. An extremely technical track to get around, much less get around with pace.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it is one of the trickiest tracks of them all, because obviously with the concentration level it's like sky high here, and we're already over the hour mark on the stream here tonight. But we've just like I said, we've got about 12 more laps left of the Singapore Grand Prix at Marina Bay as well. So this is the 99th race here at the Realistic Performance League for the Invictus Racing League as well. And if you're not sure what I'm on about, the 100th mark the 100th race will kick off at Austria next week here. So let's see, we'll have some party modes here. Who will win the 100th race? We'll have to find out next week here. But at the moment here, we need to find out who's the 99th race winner here at the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. Let's see what happens here. But Simon's trying to close it on time. Melange now for 5th place here at this moment in time here. With the situations that's happened here tonight, did you expect 6 drivers out already in the Invictus Racing League for the Realistic Performance League at the glorious race of Marina Bay, Tim?
It's not really that I expected it so much as it's believable. But what I did expect that we really haven't seen a lot of is, is actual pile-ups of sorts. 2 or 3 cars just kind of getting into each other and then wrecking out. We did see it at the beginning with Nitro Gash and Ferocious Dan, but even Ferocious Dan is, he's still running, he's still going out there. But, Nitro Gash, of course, being our first retirement of the race. So we did see that, and then, of course, we saw it with Simon and Yas, but I really just expected him to be a little bit of a larger scale. Yeah,
but I think Ferocious Dan is technically did come back, but then he's left the session, so I don't think he's actually racing. So he's technically out of the race here. So that's seven drivers actually, sorry, that are out of the race here. Sab had a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. I do apologise for that, Tim, as well. But like I said, so it's tough because obviously you don't want to make any mistakes with the wing as well, because you don't want to pit way too early to go on the hards to last all the way throughout the remainder of the race here as well, especially when you've got a setup that does well with fast-paced stuff. But it's one of those tracks. It's going to be tyre deg eating up with those tyres so much there. That's why people have gone for the hards to mediums as well. But O'Stevens doing 20 laps here, supposed on 19 laps here of the hard tyres. Do you, like I said, with the soft tyres, they can last about 9 to 10 laps fresh. Do you think that O'Stevens and Suspud has gone for the medium tyres now, but do you think O'Stevens gambling on for the softs later, or do you think he'll have to go in for the mediums, Tim?
Truth be told, I really cannot say, but that would be an interesting strategy to try to pit for the softs, and it would be realistic because it is lap 21 of 31, so he would really only have to ride about 10 laps on the soft tires, which, more or less would be about their window, and it's very doable. but I really don't know how much he's going to be able to gain by doing that, because he'll lose, I'd say, at least 3 spots when he pits. So it's all a matter of, will he be able to use the soft tires to gain all of that back?
Yeah, we have to depend on that, because normally it's like a 20-second pit entry with the gaps here as well. But look at this, Tim. We've got a 3-car battle here for O'Stephen, Time Avalanche, and now Simon into play here now. So O'Stephen's going to be thinking he's going to have to pit here. He's going to have to pit here, because if he wants to try and do well here, and we're on lap 22.31 now on the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League here, we're still... Oh, fair play to O'Stephen there. He's still going. He's still going there. He's still going to do one more lap. He's got to be careful of those tyre wear as well. He's trying to push that car to the limit here as well. But fair play to O'Stephen here. But I think he's going for the softs here. He's got no choice. He's going to gamble for the softs later on here. But look at this. With Time Avalanche trying to close in on O'Stephen now for the first DRS straight there. Sheepy's got 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings now. Watching it from Time Avalanche's point of view here. O'Stephen will be a city duck here. O'Stephen will be a city duck here, because Time Avalanche makes the move to 4th place here. But O'Stephen's just trying to say, look, Sunshine, I want to get back into 4th place here, please. And that will be it, because Simon is on my case here. Tim.
Yeah, but it's definitely not going to happen. Ton Almanac pulling away with fresher tires than O'Stephen. Of course, O'Stephen, those are the tires that he started the race on. And the more that he rides on those tires, the more that I think you're right, that really the best call would be, as now Simon actually gets by O'Stephen. O'Stephen goes wide, and that opens the door for the McLaren to get underneath him, and he does. But the more O'Stephen rides on those tires, the more I'm thinking that is what he's trying to do, is pit for the softs. But I think that he needs to pit right now. Realistically, I think he probably should have pitted last time around, but he can't do that anymore. I think the best thing he could do is pit this lap, because he is losing a lot of positions already.
He'll probably lose another position, a couple of positions anyway, regardless when he goes to the pits. He might drop down to 8th when he comes out of the pit exit as well. But I'm just still watching O'Stephen here, because I just want to see if he actually is going to gamble into the pits. He's going out again. He's going out again.
What a mad lad. He has got something in his brain that I cannot figure out.
I don't know what's going on here, but fair play to O'Stephen here, because he's proven us commentators wrong here, because I expected him to pit about 2 laps ago here. He's got to be careful of that tyre wear. He's got to be careful of that, because that is right at the limiter here. But fair enough, he did start on the hards, as you said earlier. He did start on the hards at the start of the race here, so he has not pitted yet. Just to quickly check with his stops, yeah. Like I said, O'Stephen's the only one who's had no stop at all here. The biggest move of the race here is TL44S with 11 moves.
To gain on the Alfa Romeo Ton Almanac, that would be for the 4th position if he can pull it off, but it is still about 0.6 of a second separating these 2 drivers. But it looks like Simon might be a little bit faster than an Alfa Romeo.
Just a tad on Simon.
Maybe just a tad.
Just maybe. It's either yes or hell yes on that one. So Simon can try and close in on Time Avalanche now for 4th place here. Can he try and make the move here? But it's a bit drifted away. We will have the DRS to try and get closer, to try at least an attempt on the first line of the DRS straight here on turn 3. Well, sorry, turn 5, I think it was. Sorry, I do apologise. Not turn 3, turn 5. So with Simon trying to close in on Time Avalanche for 4th place here. O'Stephen is still out there. What is... he's a madman. He's an absolute madman there. Sheepy's going to the pits now. So I'm guessing he'll gamble on the softs to get the fastest lap points here tonight. Which I don't blame him, to be fair. If he is going to gamble there. Oh, he's gone on the medium tyres. He's gone on the medium tyres there. I was surprised with that. I thought he would have gone for the softs, but obviously the softs are not great around here, but I think they're just trying to be as quick and smooth as possible here. So at the moment here, Aaron J. Spence in 1st place. We haven't mentioned to him that much here, because he just completely shot off on screen here against Lozak in 2nd place. Sab's got another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings now. Colin J will stay in 3rd place here. Time Avalanche in 4th. Simon is in 5th. O'Stevens in 6th. He hasn't pitted yet, but fair play to him. Mr. Scorsese in 7th. TL4 is in 8th. Sir Spud is in 9th. Mike, on his return back to the Realistic Performance League, in 10th place here. Sheepy in 11th place. Sab in 12th. Ferocious Dan, Luke Bailey, Yoss, Osone, Henners, Mr. P and Nodricos have all had the DNFs, all lost the connection of the cars there, so they cannot carry on at this point in time here. But we're on lap 25.31 on Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. Please make sure you like, subscribe.
O'Steven has finally moved into the pits now.
I think we've told him off a few times here on the stream here to say you've got to pit, and I told you he has gone for the softs. From the looks of things there, I think it could be that the softs don't last to the projection that I predicted of the telemetry of the softs from 9 to 10. There may have been about 6 laps of the softs. Do you think that could be why that he did that, Tim?
I mean, it's possible, but honestly, I'm surprised that he stayed out there that long.
Oh!
Savin, he is retired from the session. But I would imagine, though, that pitting on the mediums a little bit earlier instead of waiting for the softs would be preferable than staying out that long on those hard tires, because we saw him, you know, he was basically a sitting duck when Ton Almanach and Zyman got by him, and now he's with soft tires. He is going to have to deal with Sir Spud behind him, and he might be able to catch TL Fulcrest, which is about 4 seconds ahead of him, but I think that'd just about be it.
Yeah, hopefully you'll see in the next lap or two here that O'Steven will be closer to TL Fulcrest for 7th place. A bit of a push to get closer to Mr. Scorsese, but I think 7th might be his only position here left for O'Steven, who started off with the hard tyres as well. So fair play to him. Sorry, on the hard tyres, but fair play to him on that as well. Hello F1 fan NL. Hello everyone. He says, I am now driving Alfa Romeo in F3. So is that Dutch Louis? Is that you, Dutch Louis? I think it is Dutch Louis, who just races in F3 League as well. So Time Avalanche has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings now. If Simon hasn't got a penalty, which I can't remember if he did, but if he hasn't, he'll move up to 4th place here. He'll move up to 4th place here. It's a bit of a shame, because I know this is the only battle we've got here, but we're near the end of the marker here. We're nearly the end of the race here tonight. Yeah, Dutch Louis, of course. Absolute legend there. Simon trying to close in on Tana Avalanche here for 4th place here, but O'Steven is trying to pounce here at TL Fulcrest. I did say in the next lap or two that O'Steven is right on the tail here. Oh my days. Oh, he makes the silkiest move with a move there to 7th place there. So he's on charge here. I think that'll be a push. I think he'll be close, but with 18 seconds compared to the hard tyres, it's normally about 1.2. So, well, 1.4 I think it is per lap here. So it's not going to be close. I don't think it's going to be close. Sheepy's going to try and went ahead of Mike here for 10th places. So Mike, who had one in the last point position here in 10th place here, still trying to lost out to Sheepy there for 10th place there. But Simon trying to close in on Time Avalanche now for 4th place. So what's been your best battle tonight, Tim?
It's definitely got to be the McLarens, Mr. Skyzy, and Yoss. Even though it ended in Yoss getting spun, turned into the wall, that was the best battle, and it went on for so many laps. It was just amazing.
Yeah, it was absolutely immense stuff there. It was just a shame how Simon lost the braking point there and went into the side of Yoss, who tried to get his car straight, and then all of a sudden bang, and he lost it there from that point of view there. But Simon tried to close in on Time Avalanche now for 4th place here. O'Stevens had 3 seconds took off from Mr. Sky C here. I said it was going to be close, but I did not expect to be that, taking 3 seconds off already. Obviously, Mr. Sky C is on the William.
He did just sit there. Yeah, Stephen, he did just set the fastest lap, though.
He did set the fastest lap. He did set the fastest lap here. Dutch Louis, he says, I hope for a wet race tomorrow. We commentators, we neutrals are hoping for a wet race, but as a driver, you don't want that to happen here at Singapore because it's absolutely awkward here. Have you, Tim, and anyone else who's in the stream here watching it, have you raced around Singapore in the wet here? And if so, when was the last time you've raced here in the wets?
I don't think I've ever raced around Singapore in the wet, and I feel that as a driver, it would be a nightmare.
It'd be a nightmare. It'd be a nightmare. Bloody hell. I remember driving around it in qualifying, but not in race. A few seasons ago, if I remember it right, but it was a nightmare to drive around. It was a nightmare to drive around. But let's see if they can try and battle it out as quickly as possible here. But we're on lap 28.31 of the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League, for the 99th time here as well at the Marina Bay. I can't believe we're at the 99th mark here. I feel like you fancy having a flake 99 ice cream moment here, but it's absolutely manic stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely manic stuff here. This is the only battle we've got, unfortunately, the battle we've got so far between Tom Blanche and Simon now. But Aaron J. Spence, what a drive from him here, Tim.
Yeah, what a drive indeed. An 18-second lead over the Toro Rosso of Lozak. From the pole position, he is just absolutely walked away, dominated this race. He has owned this race, and all he has to do is complete 3 more laps, and he will officially be the winner.
He'll officially be the winner here, but as long as he doesn't make any contact there at all. There's a few drivers who have had penalties. Oh, Sir Spud's out! Sir Spud is out. Sab was out as well. But Sir Spud is out of the race here. I'm not sure what happened there. Just trying looking from sheet. Oh, Sir Spud has made a mistake at turn 9, I think it was, where Henner's hit the wall there during the qualifying there, I believe. Anyway, but at the moment here, Simon trying to close in on Tom Blanche still for 4th place here. Aaron Gispez still holding on for 1st place. Lozak holding on for 2nd place here. Sir Spud, Lozak had penalties as well before, obviously, Sir Spud had the DNF earlier on. So that means Mike will guarantee to finish a point on his return to the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League, as long as he can hold on to the track here and not have any wing damage here at all as well. Dutch Lewis says it is very challenging, and I like that regarding our question about when was the last time you had a wet race, and at Singapore as well, and how did it feel driving around it? To be fair, for me, as I said earlier, it's one of those tracks where it's absolutely manic stuff, and I can't, dear God, just try and survive with the car staying intact here when it's in the wets as well. It's very different this season's game as well, but let's see what happens here in the next season or two as well. But at the moment here, we're on the penultimate lap here, Tim. We're on the penultimate lap here. With the drivers here itself, is there any drivers that should have done better here tonight, do you feel?
That should have done better? Definitely Yas. I mean, it was just unfortunate what happened to him. Mr. Sky Z, I expected him to maybe be a little bit further up the board. And Nitro Gash, we really never got to see what he could do because he got the damage early on. And Simon almost spins out of turn 2 as he is chasing down Ton Abenach. And he held on to that thing, got a 3-second time penalty, but he held on to that thing. He had a handful.
He was a really lucky boy here. He really is lucky here. But fair play to him. He's still holding on. He's trying to close in on Tom Blanche now. The two drivers who are out here, proper ding-dong battle here so far in this race here, the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. As you was mentioning about Jos Nitrogash, I really do hope Jos can get rid of this. It feels like he's got a gremlin at the back this season at the Invictus Racing League, the Realist Performance League, with, like you said earlier, with either car trouble or connection issues or anything like that. It's just been really unlucky for Jos, and I'm hoping he'll bounce back here. Nigel Gash, who's bad, don't get me wrong, on his day, Nigel Gash, he can be. He's had 2 podiums. He's had 2 podiums this season here, so it's nothing bad on him, but he just needs that confidence boost. He doesn't want to get back to that old ways of hitting DNFs or not finishing the races here with 0 points here. But it's the same to Mr. P, same to Henners, the same to Oso, Luke Bailey and Sab and Spud as well. Those are the drivers who've had the DNF, and Frostan has also DNF as well because he cannot get back into his car at the moment here. We're on the final lap of this race here. I'm just going to see where Aaron J. Spence is at that point, but let's just have a moment or two for Aaron J. Spence here. He's coming up to the end of the second sector, so I'm just going to try and see. Oh, Simon's made a massive mistake there at that point in time, so he's going to try and push that car, but at the moment here there's so much gaps now on the final lap here. What's going to happen here so far, we'll never know what to expect here. But I'm just going to put Aaron J. Spence back up here because we haven't heard from him. We haven't said much about him as much as we would have liked and stuff. But at the moment here, he's in the Red Bull car. He's had some Red Bull drinks here. He's definitely had some wings here because, Tim, he's been an absolute flyer with that car, and he's just coming up to the last few corners now to win the Singapore Grand Prix. Congratulations to Aaron J. Spence. What a drive from Aaron J. Spence there, Tim.
Yeah, what a drive indeed. At 22-second lead over Lozak, and Lozak is just now going through the S's. He is approaching turns 22 and 23, just passing the pit entrance, going through the final corner now. Lozak crosses the line for the second position. And then 14 seconds back is Colin J, who has yet to cross the line. So a big gap there. Aaron J. Smith's just completely dominating the field, with Lozak coming in second and putting on a really good performance, and Colin J holding on to his podium qualifying spot to turn it into a podium finish in the race.
He's done a brilliant job here, depending on where Tom Blanche is. Yeah, Tom Blanche had a penalty here. Same with Simon here, who's just crossed over the line with 4th and 5th respectively here. But just depending on what Skycy can do here. So Sheepy and Mike have already finished because they were a lap behind, or at least 1 or 2 laps, 3 laps behind as well. So Mr. Skycy will finish in 6th place here. Oh, Stephen will finish in 7th place as well. Fastest lap at the moment was Stephen still, but TL44S has made the biggest move of the race here with 12 positions here as well. He's just crossed over the line now. Dutch Louis says, I can't go for pole, but we'll see it in the race. But many DNFs in this race. Yes, it is. It just depends on if you can capitalise on the mistakes that everyone else is doing. And if you do, you have got a very, very, very good chance of winning the race tomorrow, depending on what happens here. But at the moment here, this is the Realist Performance League. Well done to Aaron J. Spence, who did a brilliant job here to finish off in 1st place here. Well done to Lozak, finishing in 2nd place, and also well done to Colin J as well, boy, for finishing in the top 3 here tonight. Boyd Bitterno was the unfortunate, unlucky one who could not get back in because of his issues with the connections here. But I'm just going to do the incidents because that will have to take longer before we do the standings. So please bear with me a sec, guys. We'll do the standings now. This is a race classification for the Singapore Grand Prix for the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. You've got Aaron J. Spence in 1st, Lozak in 2nd, Colin J is in 3rd, Tom Blanche 4th, Simon 5th, Mr. Scorsese 6th, O. Stevens 7th, TL4S 8th, Sheepy 9th, Mike 10th, First Stand, Spud, Sab, Luke Bailey, Jos, Ozone, Henners, Mr. P and Nigel Gash. They've all had the DNFs during that race tonight. So we're just going to get, Tim's going to try and invite we'll try and invite Aaron J. Spence, Lozak and Colin J into the lobby. So once that's happening and ready to go, we will try and talk to them about their brilliant performances in the podium here tonight. Let's see what Aaron J. Spence will probably have to go on the Williams car by the sounds of it anyway. But after his dominant performance there tonight in the Red Bull car, Lozak did very well to hold on for second place there. But just waiting for the guys to pop in and ready to go. So if you bear with us a sec, guys, while we're waiting for that to happen, can you please make sure you like and subscribe to our channel for all the live races here as well. So we're just waiting for, so we've got Lozak joined in now, but also hopefully we'll get Colin J and Aaron J. Spence to join in as well. hopefully. If not, I'm
having troubles bringing Aaron J. Spence in.
Okay.
Yes. All right, he should be on his way.
He should be on his way. Okay. Do you want to try again, Tim? Do you want to try again?
Now we got it. He should be on his way.
Okay, no worries. Colin J's just joined in, as well as Lozak just joined in. So we're waiting for Aaron J. Spence before we mention the usual start of the interviews. But yeah, we'll talk about the top three drivers here tonight who did a brilliant job here at the Singapore Grand Prix, and we'll talk about their thoughts of the race here tonight, and also talk about the next race, which is the 100th race at the Austrian Grand Prix. I thought it was the Brazil, so I've got that calculation wrong here. Dutch Louis says, until tomorrow at the race, you will see me driving. See you tomorrow. Nice one. See you later, Dutch Louis, as well. Hopefully Colin J will join in a moment too. If not, we're going to have to start with the second and third places here until until Aaron J. Spence comes in. So, guys, if you're in the chat, can you please make sure you allow voice to be shared? It's set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings. There's an option for allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow. I'll do that again because Aaron J. Spencer just popped in. Make sure you allow voice to be shared is set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings, and then there's an option called allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow.
Yep, done.
Nice one. Spud says, well done, top three. Nice one. Nice one. Right. Block said, Tim, while the guys just nearly set them up and ready to go, what was your quick thoughts of the race tonight, in your own words?
It was madness, manic, crazy, really tight racing, really hard racing, just absolutely amazing. At least back in the pack, the top three, there wasn't really that much. And Aaron J. Spence, you know, as we could see, he just walked away with it, a 22-second lead, but behind him was all of the action, especially with those McLaren cars.
Absolutely, absolutely perfect moment there as well. So it's just manic stuff. It was so much galore there as well. So just waiting to see the top three thoughts of their performance of the race here tonight as well. And with so many battles galore, we'll have to wait and see what happens here at this moment in time. But to say it one more time, guys, are you all set and ready to go?
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Nice one. So I'll be talking to Aaron J. Spence, then Lozak, and then Colin J. for their brilliant performances tonight. Aaron J. Spence, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Not bad, you alright?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Tell us about your thoughts of the race tonight.
It went as well as it could have, I suppose. I got a little nervous after qualifying because he's too fast. To get within a tenth, I was really nervous, but as soon as Colin got off the line, I was a bit more breathing space.
Fair enough, fair enough. I know it looked like in the race that you just shot off like 20-second gap there. Did you feel like it was like a perfect race for you tonight?
Yeah, I didn't get any penalties, which I was surprised about. I didn't outbrake myself or hit the wall, which is I'm quite proud of that, to be honest.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Was you worried that you was going to get penalties tonight?
Yeah, it's so easy to get penalties, especially if you're fighting. It's a little more simple when you're out the front or at the back, not battling. But if you're battling, it's so easy to accidentally cut a corner or go too wide, but I was able to control it from the front, so it was so much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just the way that you produced on the race here tonight. No one could ever catch you up. Did you feel like you should have had more battles tonight, would you say?
This is my favourite track on the game. I've always liked Singapore, so I was looking forward to it, but I think as soon as I got off the line, which was a good launch, and Colin got ahead of Lozak, and the gap just kept getting bigger and bigger, I felt more comfortable.
Yeah, fair enough. And like I said, you two teammates here, and as you said, that was a breathing space as well. But obviously you didn't have much, little bit battles here and there, except for the qualifying that you had. But do you feel like you got some rivals going on this season, do you think?
I've had the stinker of a season, to be honest with you. Also in F2, I think my confidence kind of went after Britain. I just haven't been able to get back, so hopefully I can get back to how I used to be.
Well, I'm hoping you do, Aaron. I really do hope you do, because I think this is your first win in so long time, I think, at the Realistic Performance League as well. But hopefully, as you said, do you think this is now the catalyst now to try and produce your career at Invictus?
I hope so. Tomorrow's going to be tough in F2 because Lozak's pace is just beyond anything I've seen. The speed he had in that Toro Rosso today is like fair play to him. But hopefully I can get back to how I used to be. Fair
dues, mate, fair dues. What a drive, like I said, I keep repeating it, but fair play to you tonight. What a drive from you tonight. It's just immense stuff at the Singapore. It's your favourite track, as you said, and I bet you wish you wanted to have Singapore's every track of the season to give you that.
That and Monaco every week would be lovely.
Unfortunately, we can't do that for you, Aaron, because we'll be goners on that one next. But like I said, next week is the 100th race for Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League at Austria. So what are your thoughts of the track? And obviously I'm saying the same question to you guys in a minute, but obviously we're not sure about the allocations. Just imagine if you had the same car or nearish car, what do you think your performance will be next week?
Austria is a good track. It's one of them ones that's unique because it's so tight and close. There's only a second between first and last, so it should be really entertaining and fun to drive.
Should be.
No matter what.
Should be anyway, but it's just nerve-wracking moments there, and hopefully, let's see if it rains. As I said that in the before we started, it didn't rain, did it? Never rains, but it pours at that point there. But Aaron J. Spencer, you can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you. But thank you very much for joining us, and well done for tonight for your magnificent win at the Singapore Grand Prix. Well done, mate.
No problem. Thank you very much.
No worries. So we're going to talk to Lozak now. Lozak, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Hi. Yeah, a bit tired because Singapore is more an endurance race than a Formula 1 race.
As you rightly said, like I said, Lozak, it's one of those endurance races. It doesn't feel like a 50% race. It feels like a 100% race than ever before. But what's your thoughts of your performance tonight?
Yeah, I was very happy with the qualifying because I managed to do a good lap, and then I knew that Aaron in the race was very, very fast and with the Red Bull and stuff. So I'm very happy with P2 because I managed to jump Colin in a few laps and then stay ahead, and so I'm happy with my performance. But I had a bit of close calls with the walls, and then I got a bit scared, but managed to stay out of troubles in the end.
Fair dues. But you did well to get second place. Did you feel like you've been robbed of pole by a tenth of Aaron J. Spence?
Yeah, I messed up the last sector, but I don't think I could got a pole anyway because it was a nice lap, don't get me wrong, but Aaron just did one better, so fair play to him.
Yeah, fair play to him as well. But you had some good battles, if I remember right, at this just about before the halfway marker there. But did you add any good battles in your best ones that you had tonight?
Yeah, because I got stuck at one point behind Steven and couldn't manage to pass him, so I had to wait some laps to be able to pass him, because in the straight he was really fast with the Mercedes.
Yeah.
And but in the end I managed to get ahead, and then drove a pretty lonely race.
Fair enough, mate. It's you have to be absolutely concentrated at Singapore, because as you said, it's like endurance, manic scenes. Anyway, but like I said, Lozak, you did a brilliant drive with the Toro Rosso as well, and you kept the pressure going as well. Did you felt like you should have done a little bit better or different strategy to try and beat Andrew Spence, or did you feel like that was the best that you could have done tonight?
I think I drove a good race, but I could run a little bit better, especially in the start, because I lost some time with the medium tires, and because they were very fast. But I don't think I could beat him anyway, so maybe some seconds less, but not beat him.
Fair enough, mate, fair enough. But you did a brilliant job tonight to get to second place, so well done for that. You did a brilliant job, as always. So, as I said, next week is the 100th marker of the 100th race at the Austrian Grand Prix. So what are your thoughts of the track, and what are your expectations for next week?
I like very much Austria, but for me it's a bit harsh on penalties, so I will have to stay very carefully with the track limits, especially the last two corners, because I will get a warning every lap probably. But it is a nice track, and very happy to drive 100 race with Invictus.
Yeah, absolutely. But Lozak, absolute legend you are. Well done for getting second place tonight, and I wish you all the very best of luck. Same with Aaron J. Spence as well. I know he's left now, but wish him all the very best of luck throughout the remainder of the season as well. And well done for tonight. Well, good luck for next week as well. You can stay if you want. You can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you. But thank you very much for joining tonight, Lozak.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you. Colin J, how you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad, you?
Not too bad. Tell us about your thoughts of the race tonight.
I didn't expect that, to be honest. I know I had one of the quicker cars, and it was probably the one with the best car for the track. But I don't really enjoy the track at all, to be honest.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's one of those tracks where you did not expect a podium. Is that correct?
No, I didn't expect a podium at all.
Oh, okay. So was there something that you had to do to get that podium? That you got that podium tonight?
Probably the best thing I could have done is I should have let Lozak pass probably quicker, but he got past me anyway. But yeah, I needed that space just to concentrate on the track. I didn't want that over anyone.
Fair enough. Like I said, you've been really unlucky this season. You only had 1 point, if I remember right, before tonight's race, obviously, and now you've got third place, which is so you got 11 points now. So that would move. So you at least you'll move up a few places in the Drivers' Championship standings. But did you feel like it's been a really unlucky season for you this season?
I don't know what's really happened with it, but I've just struggled all season. I don't know if it's tracks specific tracks I don't really like, or I've had like either the Haas or the Red Bull pretty much all season. I've just struggled in them cars this season.
Fair enough. Like I said, you did well to get your first podium of the season here as well, but let's see if you can try and capitalise on it. I mean, like I said, with Lozak finishing a podium on his second race coming back, that's still impressive as well. But with yourself, Colin J, did you feel like you could have done a little bit better to get second or first, or do you feel like, yeah, well, I know you said that you wasn't expecting a podium, but if you had that push, do you feel like you could have done a little bit better here and there?
Maybe, yeah. I had a great start in the end and got past Lozak, but I just couldn't get out of the DRS, and he just kept with me. I just couldn't pull out of it.
Fair
I don't think
enough.
I'll probably good enough.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. With the Singapore track, was there any good battles that you had tonight, from your point of view?
Not really, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
I was mainly on my own most of the race.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll just try here. Obviously, you had that battle with Lozak during I think it's near the end. Obviously, you try and get that run out and stuff, but other than that, you did a brilliant job there to get third place tonight, Colin. So fair play to you on that one. Like I said, usual last two crashes from you before you shoot off. Austria, what are your thoughts of the track and what are your expectations for next week?
I like the track. It's one of my favourite tracks, to be honest. But I don't think I'll do that well because I think I'll drop a car or two, and I'll aim for top. I'll just aim to get points again. That's going to be my aim. Fair
enough. Like I said, if you could get another lot of points in a row, that'll be a kind of a boost for you for this season, because you've just been really struggling. So, but like I said, well done for tonight for your first podium of the season. Well done for you on that, and I wish you all the very best of luck for next week and throughout the remainder of the season as well, Colin J. But you can stay if you want, or you can shoot off. It's up to you. But thank you very much for joining tonight.
Cheers.
Spud, oh sorry Spud, I'm just reading your comments as well. Done top three. Aaron, was that pole and all laps at the front? You wouldn't get Red Bull every race, so I'm sure Aaron J. Spence, if he read the comments there, he'll be absolutely livid that he didn't get Red Bull all the time there. So Spud will be absolutely fuming at that one. But I'd like to thank Aaron J. Spence, Lozak and Collinger. They've all just left the commentators box, but thank you for their time in the interviews as well. Thank you to everyone that's watched the stream there, guys. For the final time, can you please make sure you like, subscribe to the Invictus Racing League channel for all the live races here as well. And can I just say a massive thank you to the greatest American commentator of all, Tim. Absolute legend you are. Thank you very much for joining me tonight, as always.
It's been a pleasure, Malc. It's always a pleasure working side by side with you in this one for the 99th Performance League race. Next week, the 100th, and I hope that we have battles just like the McLaren battle. I hope we have a battle that surpasses the McLaren battle that we saw tonight.
I really do. I really hope the 100th race will be the classic and everything to be talked about, with all the right reasons, obviously, but hopefully for the right reasons, to see who would get the 100th race winner at the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League. We'll have to find out next week, Tim. We'll have to find out next week. But like I said, thank you very much for that, guys. This was the Invictus Racing League, the Realistic Performance League, at the glorious race of the Singapore Grand Prix. I was your host of the most, Malc, with the greatest American commentator of all, Tim. Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you all next week for the 100th race at Austria. Take care of yourselves. Ciao a bit. Bye-bye.